being talked about, and some of you might even comment it's been talked about since 2017, right? I was here then and I heard the same comments. And I had the same promises made. Moving forward, we are moving things forward, and we are, we've alluded to it throughout the night. There were wrongs that happened in the past, and they were wrongs, and they were expensive wrongs, and they take a long time to correct. And our staff, and our board, and our CEO, and the members that join our community groups, we are all attempting to unravel and undo the mistakes we've made, but it takes time. And so this is one of the things that took time. And so we're finally moving forward, and construction has started. So the three main steps: design the fiber to the home project was step one, that's complete. Plan the project, complete, and now we're in the construction phase. Some of you in this room may have had people knocking on your door and got door hangers the last couple of days. And so what does construction look like? Construction looks like these five main components. Something we call make ready. Make ready is essentially getting the power poles ready to have fiber hung on them. There might be clearance issues, things like that. An older pole, certain things might need to be replaced. So we put getting the power pole ready for fiber. And then we will come hang the fiber, shortly behind the fiber. Hanging, then we'll splice the fiber. And then after splicing it, it'll be tested. And once it's tested, then we will start connecting drops to your house. Crews, some of you that are on social media saw the parade of the construction trucks that are doing the make-ready construction about a week and a half ago is when that started. And so down 372 is where you're seeing a lot of those, and some of the outskirts of 372 area, what we call Pahrump Substation Feeder 6 is the first. In the order that construction is being done is by the densest feeder. What that means, the most amount of meters per mile. And so Pahrump Substation was the first feeder. That's our first substation. We are working on a map to get on the website. What we have done is get on your electric bill. You have the substation and feeder now on your electric bill. Okay, and what we're working on is defining and having our mapping defined and put good borders around the substation and feeders, so that way when you look at your bill and you call, hey, when am I going to get it, or are you in my area, we want to start highlighting those things. As Mark talked, and as one of the members commented earlier about part of our financials, one of the things is that we are withholding, and it's not, we want to tell you when we're going to be at your house, but so does our competitor wants to know what we're going to be doing 6 months from now. And so we do have, and it's a member-owned business. So part of as we're constructing in each feeder, we're gonna highlight them, but we don't want to let the competitors know that hurt the business that you all own. Know 6 months ahead of time that we're going to this street, so they're out there door knocking and hanging and capturing business. And that would be wise of our competitive business. And so that's the honest reason. Whether it's popular or not, that's the business decision that was made. So what you guys can look out for. So one thing to look out for is we wanted our members to know that it is us, or they are contracts from us. So look out for door hangers. On the right-hand side is our door hanger. That's from our company. Our contractors will have that. It gives kind of a brief synopsis that you're going to see utility vehicles, crews working, marked flags and going, overhead fiber. You're going to see things happening. And you're also going to see trucks. And any contractors that's with us will have contractor for Valley Electric, either stickers or magnets on their trucks. They also have badges that will say contractor with their photo on it. Okay, so we wanted to make sure that our members knew that they were working for Valley on the fiber project. Any work that's being done on your property where they have to access gates, things of that nature, crews are going out 24 to 48 hours ahead of time and personally hanging door tags on those homes. So it doesn't mean they're not in your neighborhood, right? You might see trucks going around, and it doesn't mean they skipped your house. They just maybe didn't need to get inside your fence. They maybe needed to work on a pole next to you, or they could reach the pole in your yard outside of your fence. And so if they need to get to your property, if you have locked gates, that's one reason they're going to do that. And
I just have
at what
one
point there'll be phone numbers on there for you to call, so you can schedule and give access to your yard and coordinate that. And so we believe the boots on the ground and people coming to your door, letting you know you're in your yard, and hanging door tags ahead of time.
Oh yeah, I know. I I
efficient
don't.
way, and so you can
They
ask
call
questions
us.
of what's going to be done during
We
your
haven't
So
set
those
up
are
the
just
office
some
where
of
they
the
got a
call.
call from somebody saying they wanted me to update the phone bill.
Oh, here we come. Financials. Yeah. Oh boy.
They wanted me to
If you are an existing subscriber, I believe is the question, will you automatically get fiber? The answer is yes. When we're to a point, when we get to that last step for hanging drops, we will call our existing members, and we will be scheduling when the fiber is ready on your street to convert you over from the wireless to the fiber. Yes.
Good, I could take that mask that I had to pay for and make it a flagpole.
I want to
There you
talk a
go.
little bit about our financials.
Oh boy.
Now let's start with 2022. This is the consolidated balance sheet. You see the almost 360,000 in plant depreciation, net utility plan of 230 million. You see the investments and all the other parts of the total assets. The total assets come up to 326 million. The equity and liability is always balances out in 26. The total equity is $72 million. That's up from a year ago. Long-term debt, 204 million. It's down 16 million from a year ago. We're making debt payments every quarter. Current liabilities look like they were up a bit. Other liabilities down a little bit, but the total equity went up roughly 9 million, 317 roughly to 326. That's the balance sheet for the business. This is the operating statement, or P&L, if you call it by that, profit and loss, 21 and also 22. You'll see the operating revenue, 98.5 million, almost 98.6. Cost of power, 35, almost 36 million. Transmission, almost 13 million. And then distribution expense was down 4 million. Consumer related, about the same. Admin in general was down. Depreciation was down. So total operating at 86. 2021 was almost 97. 2021 was an unusual year. We took 2021 and we basically wrote off everything that was on the balance sheet that wasn't going to turn into an asset. Most of it was make ready, or it was work in progress, I should say, not make ready, but work in progress. And it was several $1 million of work in progress that was never going to turn into an asset. It had been on the work in progress since 2016. It was related to the broadband project. We knew that it was not going to be used. It was designed, is what it was. But the broadband design that was done in 2016 was going to cost over 200 million, which is why they never finished it. They went to wireless. The life of a wireless asset is 10 years. The reason I didn't do broadband sooner is because we had millions of dollars invested and I needed it to depreciate. And I didn't want to re-spend money until the wireless system had reached its useful life, which is 10 years. The fiber to the home project will be done when the wireless project is roughly 10 years old, 9 to 10 years old. So we scheduled the fiber to the home to coincide with the retirement of the wireless assets. So fiber to the home will be a much, much better product. So 21 was a write-off year. 21 was an ugly year. Net margins lost 13 million. 8 million of that was an early retirement plan. We had 19 employees take an early retirement plan. The savings from that plan far exceeds the cost of the plan. And what it does is we took a loss in 21 so that we could have the gain of not replacing 9 of those employees. The other reason we did it was the layoffs that occurred in 2018, 2019 were done on a last in, first out, meaning that we lost people who were very, very good, and meaning that we also had talented people that said, I've had enough, and they left. And We had one of them come back here recently, a very talented design electrical engineer. But
How much of the cost increase?
the early retirement plan allowed us to rebuild areas that needed to be rebuilt. And it allowed us to downsize areas that needed to be downsized and allow us to upsize areas that needed to be upsized. One of the areas we upsized was a call center. We brought in a call center. We dropped our call waiting times from 4 minutes down to under a minute. One of the other things we did was we rebuilt our engineering department because we lost a lot of good engineers in the 2018-19 frame timeline. And we were way too short. We didn't have anywhere near the staff we needed to do all the work that was coming in. In 2020, 2021, I didn't want to, it's hard to hire engineers. It's hard to hire accountants. It took a while to find and hire what we need. We're almost back to where we need to be in that department. But what that did, the early retirement plan, it allowed us to restructure the company. We had to pay up front. I mean, people aren't going to retire early if you don't incentivize them. I didn't want to lay them off. It's hard to build a team and get improved productivity and processes if you're not treating your employees fairly. They were very, very good employees. They're excellent employees who took the early retirement